Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Sri Ramakrishna is explaining the state of Vijnani, differentiating it from the state of Jnani, who has reached Brahman, the absolute existence, in the transcendental realm, and then has the Sampurna Jnana of the ultimate reality. He is Jnani, Sampurna Jnani. But Sri Ramakrishna says there is little more to know. There is another state of realization in which the Absolute itself, the Brahman itself, the one without a second, is being experienced more intimately, and he is called Vijnani. He gives the example of climbing the steps and reaching the roof, and coming back. When he comes back, he experiences the roof with which, in what materials the roof has been done, with the same material, the steps are also done. As he climbs and goes up, he is denying neti, neti, neti. Not this is not roof, this is not roof, this is not Brahman, this is not Brahman. He goes on transcending. Finally, when he reaches Brahman, he is Purna. He doesn't see anything else. The whole world has disappeared, himself has disappeared, only ocean of Satchidananda, Ananda Sagara is there. And when he turns back and starts coming down, he sees the whole universe. The same thing is here. He no more sees the world which he was seeing earlier. So he sees everything as divine. God has become all this. The Ajnana covering, the covering was done by identification with the body. I am body was there. When I am body is there, the rest of the universe, excluding body-mind complex, I am seeing. When I put my body-mind also in that way, the body-mind has to dissolve, and my existence, independent of body and mind, must view this world. Then you will see it is God. A part is looking at the remaining part, it is not looking at the whole. To look at the whole, he has to dissolve. The eye has to dissolve, the body has to dissolve, senses and mind, which has kept as he himself, not even as mine. I am this bodily existence. So in this bodily existence, identification dissolves. It dissolves only in two places. One in the Sushupti Avastha of Gad Nidra, the deep sleep, dreamless deep sleep. There is no duality, but it dissolves in being covered in ignorance. Ignorance cover, just like a person is entering from one darkness into another darkness. He doesn't know when he comes out what he has experienced, because ignorance cover comes as it is. But when he enters into superconscious state, the same experience of non-dual he experiences with jnana. Here the ajnana covering, the nature takes you into deep sleep, makes one with the universal consciousness, again brings back to. So nature is covering your eyes and taking you to God and bringing you back. But I want to go with open eyes, see with open eyes, come with open eyes, who has realized soul. So this realization is possible when instead of going within in a backward way, to go, turn inward and go, transcending one by one layer, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, transcending one by one, consciously, not like dream, sleep, nature covering the eye and going with ignorance, coming out ignorance. As a fool you go, as a fool you come out. So in meditation, as a fool you go inside, and as enlightened you come outside. When you go to the objective ultimate also, the same thing happens. You are denying one by one layer of existence as it came into the creation, creative process. Akasha, Akashat, Vayu, Vayu, Agni, Agni, Rapadbhya, Prithvi, all the same level, he goes back. The whole universe, it dissolves, brings back to the causal state of matter. Prithvi Tattva. From Prithvi Tattva it goes to Jala Tattva. The moment he comes to the Jala Tattva, the Prithvi Tattva winds up. From Jala Tattva to Agni Tattva, the whole thing is done. Nothing is there. Brahman alone is there. As you wind up, as you climb up, the backward winding is there. So last, when Akasha Tattva also dissolves, what remains, remains. So this experience, when it comes back, most of the people come without analyzing or without looking at anything. They are in the same state, or they remain in the same state of being absorbed in the Absolute, and slowly body, mind dries up and goes away. In 21 days it will live alive, and Brahman will become Brahman. The Jiva which has entered into the ocean of Ananda becomes Ananda Swarupa. The part which separates from our body, or which separates from the body when we sleep, is Jivatman. Jivatman is separate from body. That part enters into the Absolute, leaving even the carriers, the Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Prana, Buddhi, Manas. All these are carriers. Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira goes with the soul. The soul, these also are left behind, like spacecraft going. One by one part will be falling back. When you go to Brahman, one by one, physical will go away, then subtle will go away, causal will go away, and you alone will enter the Absolute and doesn't come back. Because once a moth sees a light, it will never go into the darkness again. It goes on trying to enter it, it wants to become one with that light. Like that. Once he sees God, Brahman, he doesn't want to come back. He doesn't see anything to come back. But some people, by the will of God, by the instigation of nature, comes back to teach the mankind. He is Vijnani. The Vijnani state is, Sri Ramakrishna is explaining. The Vijnani sees that reality, which is Nirguna Nirakara, without attributes, is also Saguna Sakara. But the Vijnani, who is more intimately acquainted with Brahman, realizes something more. He realizes that steps are made of the same material as the roof, bricks, lime and brick dust. That which is realized intuitively as Brahman, through eliminating process of not this, neti, is then found to have become the universe and all beings, all living beings. The Vijnani sees the reality, see the whole universe and all beings, he sees as Brahman. in this Nivritti Jnandev, Sopana Muktabai. Muktabai leaves her body at the age of 16. Jnaneshwar leaves the body at the age of 21 after realizing God. What they have to give to the world, they give. Muktabai lives at the age of 16. Even at 61 we will be fools. So 16. And she says, I saw Brahman with open eyes. Dole ugudun. Opening with open eyes, I saw Brahman everywhere. And she explains, just like various gold ornaments are done and kept, the content is gold alone. The difference is only in form and name. One is chain, one is kirita, one is bajuband. All varieties, but everything is gold. Like that, I saw the whole universe being Brahman. And he explains the avatara also, how God comes. She says, I went to Panghat to bring water. I saw in the house, there is already one person who has entered my home and standing there. He is not allowing to come inside. He says, no, this is my home. You cannot enter. Then she pleads. Then he says, give me that pot on your head, I will leave you inside. Water pot, she has brought water. And that person who was inside and asked was Kanaya. See what all experiences they have. God comes in place. That this one also, Abhiragulala, Chokamela, he says, Lord dances in my house. Nathagari, Nache, Maza. The Lord is dancing in my home. What experiences they might be having. So, all aspects of God, once you come down, every jiva you see Brahman. No more body. Brahman has become everything. Brahman has become what all you are seeing with the eyes here as objects and beings, ant to elephant, all things you will see there. Brahman has become. The beauty of the nature, beauty in people, the calmness, the wilderness, the anger, the hatred, all these are manifestations of the same Brahman. To see the whole world as Brahman, what could be their experience? So that experience, Thakur is explaining, when he comes down, he sees, and that Nirguna Nirakara has become Saguna Sakara. He understands that Nirguna has become Saguna, Nirakara has become Sakara. This is something new addition to the Vedic concepts and Vedantic concepts that we have, where the universe and all things are obliterated in existence of the Absolute. The Absolute has become, this is, in Advaita also it is considered as Maya, a illusory vision, like dream. The world and your bodily existence, दुनिया 3 काल में नहीं रहता है. Just like dream. Dream world was never there. When you are experiencing also, it was not there. Like this world is not there. You are experiencing, that doesn't mean it is there. So, there is lot of argument and all. But anyway, the essence is this, that a new understanding what exactly the Vijnani state is. Being Sri Ramakrishna is not telling something from somewhere. On one side he is the creator, one side is the mukti giver, and on another side he is a sadhaka. He is showing the path to experience. It shows how he has experienced. His own experience also is presenting. All religions, all denominations within the religions, he passes through and says the ultimate reality is one. So that oneness, how did it become many? How did its appearance? I see Brahman only. Yesterday some inmate came and told about Thakur's mala. What is this padaka? You have put big padakas on the Sri Ramakrishna. He is not of the modern type, wearing padaka from the, what is it called? Olympics. He is 200 years, 200 years old when padakas were not there. I was just listening. So many people went inside and came out. They never saw the garland. They saw Sri Ramakrishna bow down and came. Some person see something other than God there. People go to Tirtha Kshetras, like Kashi, a few years back Kashi, and come and tell, I don't want to go anymore to the temple. Everywhere dirt around. They saw dirt and came. They did not see the Shiva. How there is, even Devatas put the Vigna, that knowledge should not come to the Jiva. So they see something else. I myself had done that mistake. I was doing puja in Bangalore ashrama. And from my volunteer days, I used to go to the temple. While entering itself, in Thakur's photo, glass will be there, you see. That is brighter side. I can't see the Thakur there. I will be seeing door's reflection in the Thakur's, this one. And slowly I go ahead. Then finally I will see tube light. They have put tube light within the shrine above the door, which we cannot see. Light will fall on Sri Ramakrishna. And as I come closer to Thakur, I see the tube light. I cannot see the night times also. From closer, I will go on searching in which position I can see Thakur in that light. So that was there all the time. Then Prabhupada Maharaj had come once from US. He had one picture, photo, we keep on the table, Thakur Mother Swami, 3 folder. In that, I could not see glass. Oh, glass is broken or what? Glass is not there. No, you go and see, he said. Because glass will always reflect. So I went and saw glass is there. What is it? He said, this is called reflection proof glass. It will not give reflection. Then I inquired. In those days, in late 70s, this was not being manufactured in India, glaze-proof glass. So it will not glaze. It has to be imported. And some shops had. So I went and told Chidanandaji Maharaj, who was in charge, manager Swamiji. He said, yes, I will ask some devotee to pay off, don't worry. And they will make it, give it. They will be happy to change the glass of the. Then Bhajanandaji Maharaj was taking full care of the shrine. Yes. So Bhajanandaji Maharaj was coming one day from his kutia to my puja was over. I was waiting for him. I was very happy and little proud also. Perhaps, I don't know. Pride did not enter in my that way. But I went and told him, Maharaj, I want to change the glass of. He said, what happened? Did the glass break? I said, no, Swamiji. Why? Then why you want to change? I told him, from any side I see the reflection of the light. He said, he heaved along and his face became red. He told, you people, where is your brain? Where is your awareness? I cannot understand. I am here for last many, many decades. I have never seen a glass there. I go and see Sri Ramakrishna there. How your eyes could not see, could see only glass there. And he told, why are you wasting your life in these things? If you get few minutes, why don't you sit in a corner and call on God? There are people born to do only those things. Leave it to them. Their part is to go on improving, changing. Don't change anything. If your predecessor could adjust with that, you must be able to adjust with that. Then I kept quiet. I did not tell anything. And then it happened somehow later on. But the way in which he told, I don't understand what your people are going to see. For years I have not seen a reflection or glass there. Any point you see, you will be seeing the reflection. But his eyes were penetrating all that. It was neglecting. Just like when we are busy with arguing with somebody talking here, horn and all, nothing we hear. Or children sitting in front of TV. Mother is shouting in the room, kitchen sister is singing in the room. That thing is they are able to hear. All the attention is there. They are not able to hear. Like that, these people who have the divine awareness all the time, they are not able to see anything other than God there. So that awareness, what does the Vijnani see is to penetrate into all things, name and form. Everything is just name. Remove the name, form, and there you see God. Remove the guna, you see Sattva Raja Tama only, guna. So you see Brahman, you see God. So these people see Brahman because their body awareness has gone. They were identifying with the body. Now they are spirit, Chaitanya Swarupa. Chaitanya is seeing Chaitanya. As long as we are bodies, we see the world of duality, Sukha, Dukkha, man, woman, old and young, all these differences we see as long as we are bodies. When we are no more bodies, we see something more in the person. Just like light, when you put off, you will see only tube. When you put on, you will see the light and the tube. After realization, you will see everything and light. And Thakur says, I saw everything has become Chaitanya. The doors and windows, the kosha, kushi, even the hinges and screws. In the door I saw, it is Chinmaya, Chaitanya, filled with Chaitanya, made up of consciousness. So that vision, what Sri Ramakrishna had, seeing everything as consciousness, Chaitanya, that is the Vijnana Sthiti. When he comes down from the Samadhi Sthiti, he will see that. So, a man cannot live on the roof a long time. He comes down again. Those who realize Brahman in Samadhi come down also and find that it is Brahman that has become the universe and all living beings. God alone has become all this. Sri Ramakrishna repeatedly used to say, the 24 cosmic principles is she, the Divine Mother. In the musical scale, there are notes, sarigama padani, but one cannot keep one's voice long on ni, for a long time. The pitch goes on increasing. Sarigama padani. Ni, you cannot keep long. Pa you can keep. Sa you can keep. Ga is the best that you can keep the throat because it is speaking voice, tone. At least 1% of the mind will be just to protect the bodily existence and ability to come back. 99% of the mind dissolves. 1% will remain watching over the body and holding on to the world to come back. It will be clinging to body. Any mosquito or some pain, it will change the posture. It will be there. If that 1% is not there, if it is even 0.05, 0.5, also he enters into coma state. The total dissolution, there is nothing to come back. There must be something holding to come back. So if entire mind dissolves, it is total coma that he cannot come back. Even if 0.25% of the mind is outside, then you can squeeze him, pinch him, beat him, torture him to bring him back to consciousness. But if whole mind dissolves, he cannot come back anymore. He is in coma and he leaves the body in coma. Similarly happens in the Absolute. If the ego totally dissolves, he will not come back. He becomes one with the Absolute. But smallest tinge, an iota of an iota, such a small ego is there, he can come back. Nature brings him back. Nature keeps it, and nature, to give the message of the transcendental. There is an ocean of bliss. What are you doing here? Running after the world for a drop. Ocean is there within you. So to give that message, to tell, because transcendental cannot be known unless it is told by scriptures or by the people, enlightened people like Buddha, Thakur, Shankaracharya. So this is what we see in our day-to-day life, that realization that somebody has to come and awaken us. Somebody has to come and give us the message and awaken us. See, get up, my child. There is the ocean. Why are you loitering here like a beggar for a drop of love, for a drop of care, for a drop of enjoyment? There, your own dham is there. So this, the ego is, and when he comes down, that ego says, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. He experiences, while coming down, he is experiencing he is Brahman, and because that one point of which is bringing him back has already touched, experienced in the absence of the entire universe. Nothing of the Prakriti is there. The ego alone belongs to the Prakriti, which has been charged with the Chaitanya and taken a dip in the Chaitanya and come back. It totally experiences that it has become the Brahman. No world, any aspect of world, Sattva, Raja, Tama, nothing is there in that when he comes down. Prakriti is not there. So what he experiences, Aham Brahmasmi, Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. All this is Brahman. All this is Brahman. All jivas are Brahman. This is what the Vijnani state Sri Ramakrishna tells about. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.